everybody, Rachel here. Welcome back to Rachel and Bella Crafts. I hope you're all well. So welcome to finally the very first video in our new collaboration. And it's nice to say this is the second of our annual Tips, Tricks and Hacks collaborations, which we are now, it would appear, traditionally running in the month of February. So I hope you've all had a great month of January. I hope you've all recovered from Christmas and everything that comes with that, families and the chaos. But yes, I hope you and your houses are feeling a little bit more back to normal. Okay, so what is the Tips, Tricks and Hacks collaboration? Well, it is a collaboration of a group of amazing artists. We have got some fantastic treats in store for you. Every day is a treat. So please just check out the schedule just to be sure, I'm sorry, that you know who is going to be on that day. There will be a Linktree link down in the description box down below. So if you want to check that out, there will also be a playlist for you to follow on our channel. It'll be called the Tips, Tricks and Hacks 23 collaboration. So if you want to follow that playlist every day, as soon as the artist posts a video, we will save it to the playlist and then you will be able to find it. So just a quick recap then on the kinds of things that we'll be talking about this month. So the idea of this collaboration, this particular one, is less about, you know, a particular theme. There's no theme at all. So every day, I have no idea what the guys are going to be bringing you. Apart from the title, I really don't know what you've got in store for you. Because the idea is that they all bring something different to the party. There's no theme, as I said, so it doesn't matter how you want to take these tips forward. If you're working on something to do with botanicals, if you're working on something that's vintage theme, if you prefer a grungy theme, if you prefer something more, I don't know, shabby and lace-licious, then there's going to be something here for everyone and you can adapt the tips to your style. So that's the first thing. The second thing is we will be bringing you ideas that are not necessarily new ideas. The idea of the collaboration is that we are collaborating and bringing together lots of different ideas and it's all going to be in one place for you. So like I say, it's not a case of, you know, new stuff. There may be some new ideas. Like I said, I don't know what they're going to show you, but it's more a case of this is going to be a playlist you will want to save and come back to and come back to and come back to, because the tips and tricks and things that they'll be bringing you are things that you'll want to keep in your arsenal. You may want to grab a notebook. You may want to jot things down. That might be a good start. There may be some kind of craft along with me style videos, but some of them will be more tutorially, if that makes sense. You know, literally as in tips and ideas. There may be some face-to-face. I don't know. I think you're going to be in for lots of different surprises. So today's video is, you have me, Rachel and Bella Crafts, and I'm going to be showing you some of the best quick and easy pockets that we can make with what we have in our stash, what you have on your desk, what we have in our scraps, and yeah, just anything goes. So you are more than welcome to craft along with me. If you want to go and grab your bits and pieces, some scraps, you're going to basically want, you know, something like this, something where you've got lots of different sizes. You might want some book pages, that kind of thing. I am going to go and drink my cup of tea before it goes cold and eat my hot cross bun, and then we'll get cracking. See you in a second. Okay, so for our first pocket, you will need a sheet of 12 by 12. And we are going to start off by scoring this sheet down the centre mark. So down the centre there. Then we're going to turn it around and we're going to score at 16 centimetres and then at 17 centimetres. And then again, just popping that centre one back in place there. So let's fold it across. And then let's fold on the first score. And then second score. Yep. Go on, you can do it. That's it. Okay, now we're going to cut now. So where you've got yours, that's the long way there, and then you've got your several score marks this way. We're going to cut now up the centre line here. And you're going to take that all the way up to that first score that we did at 15.5. So that's the one that's in the middle. So I'm going to cut to that point, okay? So you then should have, try and remember now. Right, so fold this back over in half now, so you've got it folded in. Then you should have this one here, which should come all the way up there. And then you should have this one here, and you're going to fold this one at the lower score mark. And that should come all the way up there. Now, I'm going to do something now in a second. You're going to be like, what's the point in doing the 12 by 12? I'm going to do that. So I'm going to grab my cutting machine a second now. And I'm just going to slice that edge. And as I'm there, I'm just going to slice that edge as well, just to make sure everything is dead straight. Bear with that. There we go. So I'm just literally taking off just a smidgen off the edge. And then I'm going to take your, because at the moment we've got 1, 2, and then the pocket at the top, and you're literally just going to tap it down, and then your inner one should fall down then into the gap, and you should now have 1, 2, 3, 4 pockets. Here's one that I did earlier with some lovely Tim Holtz card. Again, same process, several folds, chop the side, and then we've ended up with 4 pockets. Right, so how are we going to just quickly assemble that? So bear with, let me get that out of the way. So this is where your scrappy music paper comes into hand. If you don't have any music paper, that's fine. I've popped a freebie into our coffee, and you're more than welcome to go and download that for free, and you can use that then to jazz up your pockets. So I'm literally just going to use what I've got here on the desk, and what we're going to do is we're going to just take the music paper, glue it. I got a bit of scrap to glue on. Yes, I have. There we go. I don't really want to get glue everywhere, do I? So that's the edge of just ink. Now, if you don't have to ink it, I just think sometimes it helps, but you don't have to ink it. So only ink if you want to ink. And then don't worry if your piece of paper is too big, we'll deal with all of that afterwards. But basically, we're just going to stick that on the one side, and then we're going to turn him over. And then, now I can already see that that's going to be way too much for there, so I'm just going to trim that down a little bit, because I don't need all of that on there, do I? There we go. And then I'm going to pop that on there, making sure that my pocket is staying nice and in line inside. And then we're going to glue that into place. So make sure now everything is where it should be before we wrap this around. There we go. And you're literally going to just smooth that across there like that. Excellent. And now we're going to repeat on the other side. So now it doesn't matter if it's not a full piece, that's absolutely fine. You know, it needs to look aesthetic as well. So, you know, add a bit of style to it if you like. You can swap and change your sizes if you just want them larger, if you just want them smaller. That's absolutely fine. The idea is that we're using up these scrap bits of paper and creating some unique looking pockets. Yeah. And then turn them over. Some glue. have a quadruple pocket. Now, all you simply need to do now is to just snip off those excess bits of paper if you have any. There we go. And then we can decorate that then at the end with our secret weapon, which I hope you joined me for yesterday and got ready. So let me just pop a bit of ink down the side there, pop a bit of ink up this side here. But I just think that this is a great use for those. Let me just do this one quickly as well, just so you have a bit of a comparison there. As I said about style. Ooh, I like this bit of paper here. It's been written on. So that goes quite well with the style of cardstock I'm using. There we go. Let's pop a bit of glue on there now. Let's just fold that over because it's getting gluey. Right. Add a bit of glue. Make sure this is nice and straight. Yep. Job done. Perfect. Turn them over. Add a bit of glue. Lovely jubbly. There we go. Now you can use these pockets. You can stick them in, obviously. I mean, not, you know, especially if you've not got overly attractive cardstock and you don't particularly want the back to be seen or what have you. You know, like I say, you can use them as floating pockets, or if it suits you, you can use them as you can stick them in, or you can use them as floating pockets. Sorry, is what I was trying to say. Or you can use them for Happy Mail, which is quite nice. Stuffed pocket. If you want to send it to a friend or a pen pal. There we go. And then we'll just glue that side down there. Oops. I think these are great to do for stuffed pockets, because the brilliant thing about them is, and this is what we're going to be talking about in this video today, is that there's no end to your possibilities with pockets when it comes to layering. So you could add as many pockets then to the front of this as you like. So I'm just showing you the basics for now, and then we'll talk about that a bit later on. So here we go. That is your first pocket, 12 by 12 quadruple pocket. Ta-da! Okay, so the next pocket that we're going to work on is an old favourite of mine. I think I've done this tutorial for you quite some time ago actually, but it's nice and simple. You just need a rectangle shape piece of paper, and all we are simply going to do is take your piece of paper, we're going to fold it in half, and then you're going to fold it in half again. Actually. Fold them in half again. Here we go. This is a great project for those bits of paper that you've perhaps printed out, or you've got scrap papers and maybe the paper's quite thin. I don't know, because I think when you're folding 4 layers, sometimes the paper can get a little bit thick. So open this back up now and keep this so that that there is the back of the pocket, okay? We're not going to touch that corner, all right? So that's just for you to kind of remember now, because you're going to need to have a bit of structure to how you go about doing this. So we're not going to touch that back corner. We're going to work our way across, and you're going to take this corner here and you're going to fold it down quite generously, I would say. So that's the halfway point. We're not going to go as far as the halfway point. We're going to be quite generous with this fold. You're going to probably just want to leave about 1 inch there that isn't folded, and just come down at a nice right angle. There's no rights or wrongs. You can have it as slanting as much as you want or as little as you like, but like I say, there's no wrongs or rights with this at all. Now you're going to make your way down now to this corner. Now this corner here is going to fold this way, so you'll fold underneath, if that makes sense, but this one is going to fold slightly less. So I'm going to bring this one down here, so you may want to double check on your distancing, but like I say, there's no right or wrong. Open it back out, so now you can see you'll have a dog ear tucked under, and you've got that one there then like that. And then this last corner down the bottom here, we're going to simply just nip him in. As big or as small as you like. Just a little nip in there. There we go. Now, it's good practice to stick these down, just so that they don't flap about, as flaps sometimes have a tendency to do. You don't have to do this, but I just think it makes life a lot easier if you just stick them down out the way. And then there's this one here. Stick that down out the way. Thing is then, if you when you're sliding things in and out your pockets, you're not likely to then end up with things getting caught. So this is the point you ink. If you are inking, you don't have to ink. It all depends what type of papers you're using, I suppose. But if you want to ink, now is the time to do so before we go gluing anything. Because it can be a bit of a nightmare trying to get in an ink when everything is sealed and in place. So that's just a little tip for you there. But like I say, you don't have to do that. Okay, so that's our bits glued down. That's our corners and our edges inked. Let's fold it back up, fold it across, and there we have ourselves a nice 1, 2, or rather 1, 2, 3 triple pocket. Now, if you don't stick that onto the page, you then have got yourself another potential tuck spot behind. So we're talking there, what, 4 pockets? Okay, well that's good, but I think we can go one better than that. So the next thing you need is a book page. Any book page will do. I'm using a piece here from, I think it's a French play. And you're literally just going to fold this piece of paper in once, in twice, okay? So that you end up with something that looks like this. Now my page end here is quite raggedy, but let me just double check now. Yeah, I thought so. I'm going to have to trim it down, so I wasn't too worried about that. So I'm going to just trim this down a tad. And that's the other thing as well. Just make sure when you're folding, obviously you want this now. So it's going to be a pocket that sits on the front. It needs to fit just below that, the bottom of that slant there. Okay. Hopefully you can see that there. So just make sure when you're folding. Now I haven't folded this quite small enough, so I'm going to just take this up just a notch more. I'm just trying to think now how I can do that. Just need to make it a little bit smaller because it's a tad large. So let's have a look at that. That's better. Right, so I'm going to just trim that bit off the bottom there. Well, actually I'm not. I'm going to just fold that in. Why did I trim it off? It's all reinforcement for my pocket, isn't it? Of course it is. Right, let's just glue that down. Let's glue that there. When it comes to working with book pages, as we all know, the more reinforcement you've got, the better. Especially if they're old. Right, let's just pop that down there. Lovely. And then I just need to double check now on the length, because I think it's going to be a tad long, as I said. It is. So I'm going to just trim that edge off there, taking away all that roughness. I now realise why paper trimmers were invented. They were invented for people like me who cannot cut paper in a straight line. It doesn't matter how much I try. I always end up with a wonky line somewhere along the line. Ah, get it? Somewhere along the line? Oh dear, these pens have fallen on deaf ears today, I think. I hope you're getting them. Right, last but by no means least, all we need to do then is to take a little circle cutter. If you don't have one, you're going to cut out a very careful circle. I'm just looking for something to pop behind my book page because my circle cutter is a little temperamental and will only cut through things that are kind of a bit thick. So I think my circle cutter is a bit silly, but there we go. Oh, nearly had me in the eye then. Again, my circle cutter is like Arkwright's till. Those of you who have ever watched Open All Hours with Ronnie Barker and David Jason, you will understand what I mean. If you haven't, go Google Arkwright's till and you will have a giggle. Trust me. There we go. So that is going to now sit on the front of there. But if we're careful in the way that we put this pocket on, we can get 2. So I'm going to grab my Tombow and I'm going to very carefully glue around the edges And then I'm going to pop that down there like that. Oh, that was a good guess, that cut, wasn't it? There we are. And there you have it. And I don't even know how you say quadruple, but when you mean 6. So that's what we've got here. We've got 6 pockets. So let me have a little look. So let me show you. We have got one in there. I nearly said that in French then. One in there. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Perfect. I love it. So that's your next pocket. Okay, so for your next pocket, you will need a piece of scrap that's about this shape. So kind of like an index card size, maybe. Again, I'm not measuring anything because it doesn't matter what size it is. It's all about the shapes of what you've got. Then you're going to want a little bit of music or book page. And then you're going to want just 2 strips that maybe correspond or maybe don't. First thing that we're going to do is we're going to take our corner cutter. Or I'm going to take my corner cutter. A lot of royal we going on here, isn't there? There we are. Right, and I'm just going to snip those edges, and I'm just going to quickly go around there and just get rid of all that white. Lovely, lovely. Okay, next thing that we're going to do now is take our music paper or book page, and we're going to add this on to just under halfway, I would say. And we're going to fix that into place simply by taking our glue, oh, come on, around the edge, very fine, down there, and down there. And then, oops, we're just going to place that over the top. I love these pockets because they're just so simple and easy to do. And they're great for making with leftover scraps when you've been working on something and you know, need something that's going to kind of correspond with what you're doing. So whatever you're working with, be that with a kit, be that with a specific set of book pages or images or something, if you want it to correspond, this is a great way to do it. So the next thing that we're going to do now is we're going to take our first strip and we're going to glue that down, but I'm not going to glue the back bit there, okay? I'm just going to glue top and bottom here. Oh, if I can pick it up. And I'm going to place that on now. I'm just going to judge how big my final piece is because I want to come in just a tad before that, if that makes sense. So the idea is obviously you'll see a bit of that one, a bit of this one, and then we'll be finishing off with the final piece on the edge. But the reason I haven't shut the back is so that you can push something all the way in then, okay? And then this last piece here then is going to be placed on the edge there. Now obviously you could do this with a bigger piece. It doesn't matter if this bit here is longer, but I just didn't see the point in wasting a longer bit of paper when I can do the same thing and have the same result with just a little strip there. Oh, there we go. I'm going to just place that then on the end. And Bob's your uncle. There we go. How easy was that? I love it. Go off my desk. And there you have. Oh, where's my little bit of card gone? I don't know, I've put that this one in. So you have a pocket there, a pocket there, a pocket there, and obviously a pocket there in itself from where it's been applied to the page. So we have another quadruple pocket. Hey, we're doing well with these pockets today, aren't we? This will have to become called a multi-pocket tutorial. Right, there we are. So that's that one done for you. Nice and easy. Okay, so for the next pocket, we're going to be making another multi-layered pocket. I'm going to be using for the main structure some printed vellum. You don't have to use this. You can use just a normal piece of paper. You can use some cardstock, whatever you have to hand or in your stash. I'm just going to use this because it suits the purpose for the look that I'm going for. So basically I'm going to take this piece of vellum. It is printed on A4 size. It is from our botanicals kit. I had this printed out, and like I say, it's left over from when we did the botanicals collaboration last year. Oh, is it just me, or is vellum like really hard to fold in half tidily? Doesn't it move a lot? Right, so that's better. There, stay. Okay, so that is going to form the bulk of the main body of the pocket. Okay, so what we're going to work on now is the front bit, the extra bits, shall we say. So I'm going to layer them, and I've got 2 different coloured papers. These are out of our new Valentine kit, our love letters kit, and I've also then got some lovely Edith Holden book page, but I want this bit here because I want the words. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a pocket to go on the front here, and then we're going to have an inner pocket and an outer pocket. So I'm looking at size-wise, I think probably halfway. Let's have a little look at that. Yeah, I think that's about right. Okay, so let's just trim that down, and I'm going to just do it with my ruler. And then this here, I like to try and get all of the, well, let's have a look. Should we take it to that edge there? Okay. Got daffodils on there, look. It's one of our membership levels, that is. The daffodil group. Of course it is. It's our national flower. Right, and then we need to just take a smidgen off here, so I'm going to just do that really quickly with my cutter. Oop. There we are. And hopefully now that should fit. Yeah, that's fine. Right, okay. Let me just move that out of the way. So the next layer that we're looking at now is one to go behind, and then we want one then to go in front. So I'm thinking, actually I might be a little bit deep, but we'll have a look at that in a second if I move it down. I want to be able to see some of the flowers, so I might put the blue on the front and then have the roses on the inside. So you see what I'm trying to do there, to layer up the colours? Yeah, okay, so that I think probably only needs to be half of that size there. There we go. Let's just yep, and I'm going to make this a little bit narrower because I don't want it to be the full size of the, that's better. Okay, and then the same then with this one. So if we fold that one in half, because the idea is that these pockets are a little bit smaller, just because it adds a bit of interest. It gets a bit boring sometimes when they're all the same size, doesn't it? And I'm going to make this one smaller again, I think. Somebody's going to say, what size? Right, let me give you some sizes, guys. I'm sorry, I know this is just annoying. Right, so this back pocket here is now 15 centimetres by 21, because that's half of A4. And then the front pocket is going to be 4.5 inches, which is 11.5 centimetres by 10 centimetres or 4 inches. And then the inner pocket is 13.5 centimetres or 5.25 inches by 10.5 centimetres, almost by 4 inches. There we go. Sorry, that was as clear as mud, I know, but there we are. Right, so I'm going to just curl this down now. Take the corner edges off. That's what I meant to say, not curl it down. That made 0 sense. And then same here. And then circle. No, I tell you what I want to use here. Sorry, should I put this right? Is, where are you? I'm going to use a 2-inch curly, crimpy, you know, one of these. There we go. Just a little bit different, isn't it? There we go. Right. Okay. So let's put it all together now. I might have to take a bit more off that. So that's going to go on the inside there. And then that one will go on the outside here. But we may... Yeah, we're going to make that a bit shorter. It's a bit long. So let me just trim that off. Go to there, I think. There we are. That's better. And pop that in there. I want to see those flowers, you see. And then this again is too long. So let's make that shorter as well. There we go. Perfect. Right, let's quickly glue, and then I'm going to just stitch around the edge then. I'll tell you what I am thinking though, because I've got vellum on the back, I'm just wondering if I might put some coffee dye paper inside of this, just to give it a little bit of structure. Great tip from Joey DeFee. She did these pockets with maps. I don't know if you've seen that, if you remember. And they were fantastic. And she made a very good point about, sorry, I'm looking for a bit of paper on. She made a very good point about making the pocket feel sturdy, you know. Right, here we are, some green coffee dye paper here. Perhaps if I pop that inside, and that'll just make the pocket feel a bit more like it's all there. And then if I stitch around all of that, then we have a nice gap there. I wonder if I can glue that down a minute, just across the top. Oops, wrong way. Why am I doing this? I'm doing this so that when I'm then using this as a pocket, I don't go into the wrong bit. If that makes sense? And end up trying to put it in between the two. Same here. My gigantic sleeves keep getting in my way. I feel like Henry VIII with his cardigan on. Do I look like Henry VIII with his cardigan on? Look at them, they're huge. A piece of grass stuck. I don't know why. I think I dropped it again in the car the other day. Oh dear. You don't come to this channel for common sense and sensibleness. You come to this channel for nonsense and silliness. I hope, anyway. And hopefully for a good laugh. Usually at my expense, because Rachel's usually been a bit thin. Right. There we are. I'm not putting too much on there because I'm going to stitch around that in a second. There we are. Right, not that side. We want is this side. Okay. So we're going to have that there like that. Shall I just quickly? Yes. Of course I should. Why not say? There we go. Right. Much better. And then shall we? Oh gosh, that was a good guess, wasn't it? All those daubers I got up there and I picked up the right one. What were the chances? There we go. Better. I'm not sure that's the right colour to put on there, but I don't have any later. So let's just give it a go. There we go. That's okay. It's better than it being brown, I suppose, isn't it? Here we go. Right, and then then, now this I need to glue inside because this won't be going anywhere near the stitching bit. Go. And there we have our finished pocket. And how simple is that? So a lovely big pocket in there. Pocket in the front there. Oh, there we go. Nice big pocket in there. Lovely big pocket in there. And then another wonderful pocket in there. So that's, you can have that really stuffed. Again, that's a really nice Happy Mail kind of, I actually really like that. I can think I'm going to make some more of those. I see what she means, Joey DeView, when she said they are addictive. Definitely be trying that one again. So there we go. There's your next pocket. Okay, so for the next pocket, we're going to do something super easy. I'm going to take a piece of paper, oblong, that's not the word I'm looking for. Yeah, it is. What do we call this? Rectangle, not an oblong, a rectangle. It doesn't matter if it's A4, it doesn't matter if it's slightly shorter, but this is a really nice, easy fold to do. So basically, we're going to take your piece of paper and you're going to turn it so that you've got one of the peaks, this is now going to become a peak. You take your bottom corner here and you're going to fold it up so that you have twin peaks. Do you see? Fold that down there, fold that across there, and then simply gather up this side and gather up this side and bring the one across to the other, and you are going to tuck that into that there. Oops, losing my jewellery here. There we go. And then just secure that into place there. Now, obviously, it's ideal if you've got a pattern on the front and the back, but if you don't, it doesn't matter. You can always dress up these white bits with a little bit of stamping. So, for example, as I'm working on a bit of a hearts and flowers theme, I could pop a little Valentine heart stamp on there. Very nice. And then just to give a little bit of continuity, pop one up there. Job done. Very nice. Here we go. But there's all sorts of things that you can do to combat that. But this is a really nice pocket because you've got pocket there, and then a nice big one as well at the back. But that's just a really nice, easy one with a really nice, easy fold. So there we go. That's your next pocket. Okay, so for the next pocket, we are going to take a sheet of paper. Now, the one I'm working with here was A4, but it's been obviously had the edges cut off for the white bits. So it is now measuring up at just over 20 centimetres by just under 29. And I'm going to start off by scoring this. Now, the only thing is, because obviously I've taken the white bits off, it's not going to be dead on 10, so I'm just going to fold that in half first rather than you know, going down to score, because I probably won't have one dead on. No, I thought no, it's just over 10. So this way now, I'm going to take this now, and where it's measuring at 29 centimetres, I'm going to score at 9 centimetres all the way down, and I'm going to turn it around and again score it 9 centimetres all the way down. Now, for those of you that don't have centimetres, 9 centimetres is just over 3.5 inches. Okay, then I am going to take my scissors and I am going to cut down the halfway line on the long edge. Turn it around. We're not cutting the centre bit there, we're just doing this bit here and this bit there, okay? So let's cut down there. There we go. Okay, and I'm going to just take this corner over here. And this corner over here. Before I turn it around, I'm just going to quickly glue those down because we don't want them getting in the way, do we? No, we do not. There we go, one. And two. And then turn it around. And I'm going to do the same thing then this side. So taking that all the way down to the edge there. And then the same this side. Taking it down all the way to the edge there. And gluing those down. As you can see, my ink has just run out in my printer. But that's okay. That's what these little projects like this are for, is for using up those imperfect little projects. Right, and what we're going to do now is we're going to fold up along that edge that we scored in on the same side. Fold and then turn it around and do the same the other side. So I'm just going to take that up there and then fold that in and then take that up there and fold that nice and neatly along that edge there. There we go. So what that's done now is given us a really, really nice pocket design, and you can use this for a center spread in your journal. So what you can do, I'm just going to show you where I'm going to glue a second. So all you need to glue is this panel here, literally just there, and then the same here. Take that excess off. There we are, and just make sure it's still up on the end. Very good, let that dry a second. Make sure you can. Okay, so what that's done is created, you have a pocket here, one at the back, one here, one at the back, and then what you can do obviously is feed things in from the outer sections. But if you were to get your signature, let me just grab a signature a moment, this will do, pop this into the center, there we go. And then when you come to binding it, bind through the middle, and then how cute does that look there? So imagine that then stuffed with all your little bits and pieces in the centre. And I think that looks marvellous. So obviously you can go on there and decorate it. And here's one I did earlier on. So with this one I have put a little pocket on this side as well, just by adding little labels. And again, I've done the same on the back. A little bit of lace, and then when you open at the inside, then we've also got an extra tuck here. I think I stuck that one down, but yeah, so lots of different options there for things that you can do. If you don't want the ends of your pockets open, you can seal them shut or stitch them shut. But yeah, I think that's a really nice center fold pocket, and also you can turn it around this way. And if you want to seal it up then and have a floating pocket, you've got the pockets on both sides, and you can pop that into a side tuck or something like that. But yeah, I think it's really cool. It's nice and busy, and it's really easy to make. So give that one a go. Okay, so for your next pocket, we are going to make the Tuxido fold. Really, really simple, nice and easy. Again, this is another one that doesn't matter if you have got a blank background. So all we're going to do is to simply take a strip from the bottom up, fold it up like that. Then these two corners here, we're going to bring down, turn it over, and then either score your sheet into thirds or simply fold and bring it into thirds, and then we're going to just tuck that front piece into that front flap there. And there you have a Tuxido Pocket. Dead easy. Okay, so here's another really nice, simple and easy pocket for you. You literally just want a leftover strip of 12 by 12 is ideal for this. This one I have actually at the moment is 8.5 centimetres wide, but it doesn't matter how deep it is. You're going to score it at 10 centimetres and at 22 centimetres. So that's 10 and 22. Take your corner cutter and clip your corners. 1, 2, 3 and 4. And then I'm going to fold and fold. Now this is where your scraps come in, because with your scraps then, or if you haven't got scraps and you want to use like labels, for example, so perhaps we'll use some of these cute little labels for this. Got that one there. I'm just simply going to make some little tuck pockets on the side. Excuse me. A little bit of ink. And then we're going to pop that one on there like that. So I'm just going to cut that off there so that it fits nicely into the corner. Ooh, come on. Come on. There we go. Let's put way too much glue on there, but that's fine. Let's pop that down there. And then this side. Let's do a little 1, 2, 3 step thing. There we go. And then we'll add that one along the bottom. There we go, just to make it a little bit of a bigger pocket. Marvellous. Now to finish it off, I'm just going to really quickly do a little bit of collage on the front. Stop it flapping about. But basically that there then becomes our little pocket. So you've got a little pocket on the front, and then inside. Oh, that's what I forgot. The one there. Right. Oh, could you open that back up then? Did you see if my brain went off on a little think then? I was just like, Speak, Rachel. Camera's on. Speak. What do we use on these tags? I love this paper. Love it, love it, love it. There's just something about that blue, isn't there? There we go. And let's pop something behind here so that I can just trim. What did I do with that bit of card I had earlier? Oh, that'll do. Just pop a little thumb hole. There we go. And then we will just glue that into place. And then we will have our center tucky thing. There we go. Okay. Should we put some bits in there? It'd be good if we did, wouldn't it? Yeah, so we'll pop a stamp in there. What else have we got here? Some tickets and stuff. Put that one in there. It's maybe too big. Oh, it's alright, that doesn't hurt. Oh, yeah. Yep. Little bits and blobs. Here we go. There we are. See that one up there's a bit big. A slightly smaller card here. Oh, I know what I've got. One of these. There we go. Very nice. There you are. So, another simple little pocket idea for you. And then we'll just do a little bow. And that'll keep that done up then. Excellent. There. Oh, I like that very much. And I love the lace. Right, so that's that pocket. Right, now another brilliant pocket that we can make that you can use anything for. I'm going to use my flashcards because I have them on the desk in front of me and I'd like to do something with them. You can use anything that you like. It's an index card shaped piece that you're looking for. So either a piece of paper or a piece of cardstock. Sorry, I just realised that that's really noisy me doing that. I do apologise. There we go. Right, a little gentler, Rachel. And then you're just going to want to pick up some other interesting bits of your scraps or your papers, whatever you've got lying around. So I've got these here because I've had them cut out on my desk today. I'm going to utilise them, and then I think the other one we'll use this for, and I will cut this down. So let me just quickly ink the one side of that, and then we're good to go. Okay, so the first one, you need to take your index size piece of card, and we are simply going to affix a pocket to the front about halfway down, and this is how we make a library pocket. In fact, I think rather than me cut this, I might just give it folds, because that'll just save me faffing then, won't it? So I'm going to just fold that around there like that, and then I'll do the same the other side, fold that around there, and that saves me gluing then on the front, doesn't it? It should give us a nice firm hold. And then the same on the bottom, just fold that up as well. And then now we can glue these down and everything will stay in place, hopefully. That's the plan anyway. Did anything come out of there then? No. Okay, it's better. And then there. And then across there. There we go. And there we have it, a nice little library pocket. Now this one I'm going to do slightly differently, just because we can. And I'm going to work with what I've got. So I've got a larger card piece and a smaller card piece. So I'm going to simply make them into a little graduated pocket. I'm going to glue the front side there, come along glue, and then across the bottom, pop that into place. But again, this will give us a similar effect to the library card pocket. And then again, across the bottom there. Okay, and there. That should then act as one piece of card. So that will now affix to the bottom of there. But we still have one whole pocket in the front of there. And that's just a nice, really quick and easy way to make some pockets, especially if you've got journaling cards left over or index cards left over. The thing is now I can really, you know, fill that up quite nicely with small bits and pieces. So there we go. So that's another pocket for you. Okay, so another pocket for us to try, sorry, excuse the mess, is to take a sheet of scrap card. So this one here is almost 3.5 inches by 8 inches. And I've got some scrap vellum left over from a previous project. And what I'm simply going to do is to layer the vellum over the top of the cardstock, and I am going to go and stitch now the 3 sides. I will be right back. Okay, so I have literally just stitched around the edge of this here. Now obviously if you don't have a sewing machine, you can do this with glue, and I am now going to just trim off the excess vellum. Now obviously if your piece of vellum was the right size, you shouldn't need to be doing this bit by now. You can cut beforehand if you like, but I just find it easier sometimes with vellum to cut alongside a hard edge because it can be a little tricky sometimes trying to trim. I don't know if you find the same. I end up all over the place. So there we go. And there we now have, let me just add a little bit of ink down that one side there, so it's got a bit of an edge to it. But there you now have a lovely long pocket for you to place, golly, I don't know, anything in. But you could probably get a nice long tag in there, couldn't you? And then you can pop that onto the side of the page, and you can have that then as a side tuck. So it's a double pocket. But I really like that. I think that's super, super pretty. So there we go. That's another pocket for you. Okay, so that is all of the pockets for this collaboration video. I think that's enough for you to be going on with anyway. But I'm sure you're all now wondering why I said for you to watch yesterday's video before you watch this one. That was because yesterday we made our little side clusters. And I wanted these made ready because obviously I've made lots of pockets and they're a bit plain. So just want to really, really quickly finish them off by adding these little clusters. Because I just wanted to show you how, obviously by having those in your stash, it can help then to finish off your projects. And I think you'll agree with me when I say they make a nice addition, and it just finishes everything off nicely. So let's just quickly pop these on there. So just a few quick reminders for you. There are some freebies from this video. There's some music paper. There will also be a copy of the collaboration schedule. All of them will be available to you on my Ko-fi. If you want to go over and download those, you're more than welcome to. And as I say, they are there as freebies. who's coming up next? So tomorrow we have got Helen Colebrook from Journal with Purpose. Well, her channel is actually named Helen Colebrook, so make sure you go and check that out. Very excited to see what everybody's going to be bringing to the collaboration. Like I say, and it's nice to have some newbies, new faces taking part. New by new, I mean new to our collaborations, obviously not new to YouTube. They are very seasoned and experienced YouTubers. Can I also just finish as well by saying a huge thank you, because in between me beginning and finishing filming this video, I actually this morning got up and I've reached 11,000 subscribers. I'm over the moon, so I just wanted to say a huge thank you to everybody that has recently subscribed, and to all our current and original subscribers. Thank you for sticking with us and for coming back, and it's just great to have you here and to have your support, especially now, as those of you that will have watched my video earlier in the week will know I am now embarking on a new adventure, and really appreciate having you along and your support. So there we go. Right, let's just finish these off quickly and I will think we're done. Have I got anything else I've got to tell you? I don't think so. I think that was pretty much everything. Other than, of course, to say a huge thank you for sticking with me with the video. Now, the video is time-stamped, so there are chapters. So as I said before, this is one you'll want to bookmark, save, and then come back and you can watch and do them as and when you want to. And I've bookmarked each individual pocket for you. So if you just want to, do one, if you think, oh, I want to do that one again, how did you do that? You can just go to that then and click on that particular one. And if you do the chapter, it'll take you straight to that tutorial. There we are, and I think we've got 2 more to do, and we are nearly there. And I hope you'll agree with me when I say, doesn't it make a difference? Just adding these jolly little clusters. And again, it's the great thing about having things in your stash, because by doing that, obviously I had these there then, ready to just pop on, and now they look instantly finished. Wow, what a difference. Okay, so there we go. A plethora of pockets. You know me and my plethoras of pockets. You know how much I love them. But there's certainly plenty for you guys to be going on with. So thank you ever so much for joining me. I hope we will see you along the way for more videos in the collaboration. I will be back with you on the 5th for something else. And in the meantime, have fun with everybody else. And thank you ever so much for joining us. Take care now. Bye-bye.